Hey everybody, it's Kelly Perline. It is Friday, March 27th, 2020. I want to do a shout out for my favorite sweatshirt here, Heavily Meditated. Thought it was pretty fun. This is done by a company called Black Lotus Rising. They have a bunch of really cool t-shirts and sweatshirts, and they do a lot of really good educational work with teens from across all walks of life, and especially individuals of color, and they just do amazing good work. So check them out, Black Lotus Rising. And this is my favorite sweatshirt. And I just needed some comfort clothes today because Vermont schools yesterday got word that we will be closed until the end of the school year. And that sits really heavy in my heart. Most of today I have felt a pretty heaviness in my chest and an aching feeling right through here. And I've been pretty close to tears, I think, throughout a lot of the day, just longing to be with my school family and my colleagues right now. So I just want to acknowledge that and just kind of put that out there that I'm perfectly imperfect, and yet I'm making this tape anyway, and I'm just doing it off the cuff right now. And that's my theme. My theme is we can't wait. Today's times do not ask us to be perfect. They don't ask us to have a script. It doesn't ask us to always know exactly what we're doing, because every moment around the corner is an unknown, and we act anyway. And why I practice meditation and mindfulness in my beautifully imperfect way, again, to show up. And I really want to be putting this out there again and again and again, is that we practice and we sit quietly and we pause. And some of us, most of us, almost all of us right now are practicing in isolation. But we do that so that we can show up for each other and show up for our communities and show up for our world. And right now our world is taking a break, right? We're all pausing, and that is harder on some than others. And this is a wonderful lesson for all of us to really look deep inside of ourselves and evaluate. But I want to plant a seed, and I want to drop in a thought for everyone who's taken the time to listen to this video, that it won't be an accident that you're listening to this video. I believe that we all come across things when we're supposed to come across them, and there's a nugget in there for all of us. Even if you're listening to something you don't necessarily like, I'm constantly just paying attention to, like, what's this, why now, and how might I be curious about the information I'm receiving. So the message I'm called to share with you today is the message of medicine. And so most of us are thinking about medicine as something you take as in a pill form or maybe a liquid, and it's something that you take to heal yourself and to feel better. And that's definitely one form of medicine, but I'd like to just drop in the thought of medicine in more of an indigenous perspective of medicine is something that you're born with, and is something that exists within you. And you might be able to tangibly say, like, this is my gift, this is what I have for the world. And many of us aren't always very clear and can't always articulate that which it is we're here to give. But we all have it. We all have medicine to give to make this world a better place. And so medicine is an innate quality and a trait that all of us have. Yes, you have this. We all do. It's unmistakable. It's undeniable. It's a truth. We all have medicine to share and give to the world, to heal this world and to heal each other. And we need each other in order to really become free and to heal and to be liberated. We all need to heal our wounds, and we need to heal the earth's wounds. The earth and all of its people right now are deeply wounded and not well, and every single one of us need to dig deep and find that medicine that's within us to share with the world, to heal it and each other. And who knows, maybe this is one of my gifts. I often feel that the one thing I'm really, really good at, and that I've been blessed to have a characteristic and a trait throughout most of my life, is I genuinely, with every fiber of my being, every particle from my right now I'm like tingling as I'm just about to say this, is just, I am really good at extending love and kindness. And I used to really downplay that and think that that wasn't worth anything, because, you know, I don't have a great scholarly mind, and I can't quote every book I've read, and I can't, you know, sit and talk at great length about pedagogy and whatnot, and that really bothered me. But what I can do is sit with anyone in pain, anyone who's really not being their best selves, people who other people shy away from because they just don't understand, and they might have some preconceived notions or some beliefs, and I can sit with that, and I'm okay, and I can love you for you. We don't have to agree. I don't need to like your politics. I don't need to practice your same religion. And I will still sit with you, be with you, companion your process, and respect you, and do everything within my power and being to extend love and kindness. Because I truly believe that until all of us are seen and loved and held within that truly pure space of acceptance, I don't have to accept what you're doing, but I can accept who you are as a being, and I can love you as a being. And so I want to put out there that that's my superpower. And as you can tell by this video, I am so imperfect. And so this is a call to all of you who feel imperfect, not worthy, awkward, goofy, not good enough, and to say, like, we don't have the luxury of being good enough anymore. We don't have the luxury to sit still and wait for someone else who's better than us to come along and to take action and to do what's wise and right and kind and just and good to get through this. So this is a call to all of you to figure out what it is that you're good at. And maybe you're really good at a smile. And share your smile in every possible way. Maybe you're really good at telling jokes and bringing lightheartedness to a situation. And whatever it is that you have to give right now, let's keep giving and giving and giving, and let's keep getting creative and finding ways to give of ourselves that might be unique and might be a little bit different, and let's accept each other's gifts with an open, compassionate heart rather than a critical, judgmental mind. Just maybe if it's something doesn't float your boat, be like, that's really different, and just be curious about it. So create your art, do your dances, do your raps, write your stories, take your pictures, share funny expressions, just put your kindness out there into the world. And this is my other theme, is that I've been talking with a lot of friends lately about the advice of social distancing. We need to social distance, we need to social distance. Yes, absolutely, I understand the concept, social distancing, but I want to reframe the language and shape it differently, that really what people are calling for is physical distance, and that now more than ever, everyone needs social connection. And we have to figure out ways that we're not comfortable with. Perhaps visiting someone and looking through the window and using a cell phone, and that breaks my heart. And I see that on the news, and I sob with every fiber of my being. That breaks my heart. I've been connecting with students through my computer screen and Zooming, and but then again, kids have been sharing with me the different things they create on SoundCloud, or the different paintings they've been doing, and we're connecting as best ways we can. So find ways to connect to your family, to your loved ones, to your community. If you're still well, volunteer to deliver food, to drop packages off. But again, be careful and sterilize and clean things, because we don't want to unknowingly cause any harm. So I just want to put that out there to keep showing up in your best self. And so this is why I take time multiple times in a day to pause and to really settle into myself, and to really just slow down for a moment and take stock. And I do that in many different ways. And one way that I lately today has been getting me through is a technique that's got a nice little label called Take in the Good. I believe Rick Hansen might have coined that in one of his books. So it's a technique, take in the good. And so it's not saying that you ignore reality. We're not ignoring reality. Reality is like right there. Okay, so like right now, I know that I need to work from this chair in my spare bedroom in my house. And I have to look at a screen to communicate and connect with people. And so I use the word and rather than but. So here's this hard situation, and here's the action I'm taking that can still bring some goodness to this moment. That all moments have things that are more positive or more negative or neutral, and how can I expand my awareness to be comfortable with it all of it. So there are going to be things that are really, really uncomfortable and really, really sad. And so can I feel that discomfort and that sadness? And at times it can be scared. I can feel really angry at situations and some of the responses I'm seeing to situations. Some significant worry for the world and for my family and for my loved ones and friends and perfect strangers. I'm really, really worried about who's taking care of people who don't have anyone to take care of them. So that's one thing I'm sitting with. Then, the neutral is like I'm in my house and I'm safe and I'm okay and it just is. I wish I could get out. I wish I could go do other things, but I can't right now. And then what's the good? What's the good is that although I've been connecting with people really differently, I've been seeing different parts of people that have just been really beautiful and really unique, and it's actually enabled me to have some connections with some people that have been more in line with their way of communicating. And so having some really deep, rich, beautiful interactions with people that normally went face to face with me in my office or at school wouldn't necessarily go that way. And so this has been interesting and good. So take in the good is the technique. And so let's maybe just sit with that for a moment. Let's just drop into our space, find a comfortable seat. Go ahead and sort of soften yourself, relax, but yet still be alert. So sit up straight. I invite you, if that feels comfortable for you, to sit up straight, but yet soften and relax. So maybe even scrunch up your shoulders, go really tall, but then let them drop and roll back, and just kind of find your comfortable seat. If you can, and if you'd like, soften your forehead. See if you can just soften it a little bit. You might even touch your forehead. Offer yourself some tenderness. We've done this in other videos. Just soften. See if you can soften your forehead. Soften your eyes. Relax them. If that feels funny or weird and doesn't make sense to you, scrunch up your eyes and then relax them and soften. See if you can just notice the difference. Breathe in a way that feels comfortable for you. You're trying to remember to invite your body to breathe deeply through your belly. Filling up your lungs, pausing, and then exhaling slowly. Soften your cheekbones. I like to practice with a slight smile on my face. Smiling and maintaining a soft smile is actually a practice in and of itself. So if you notice that you're starting to get overwhelmed and feel a lot of emotion that is sort of dragging you away, just practice this little tiny beginning we've just done where you just settle, soften, smile. So settle, soften, smile. Your mind might get distracted and start thinking about other things, and you just say, "Dear one, settle, soften, smile." And I invite you to just, what has been good today? Take in the good. It can be something as simple as the sun is shining. I have my favorite sweatshirt on. I'm sitting in my favorite chair that friends of mine recently fixed for me. Thank you, Matt and Jennifer. Even if you've been going through some really hard times and some really hard moments, you might even be sick right now. What are the little things that you can take in? And for many of us who have been sick, we're noticing just how beautiful the breath is. How precious something that we take for granted every day in many of our moments, the breath. So if you want, and you want to sit with this for a little while longer, go ahead and pause the video. Otherwise, for the rest of us, can, when you're ready, open your eyes look around the room. Really look around the room. Look up, look down, look right or left. Maybe stretch. Give yourself a hug. So just remember that we are all perfectly imperfect. I love it. One of my expressions is just joyous, epic failure. That you just, the only wrong way to do any of this is to just like not even try, not even do. Like just do it. Do something. Do it. And what I'm asking you to do is to settle yourself, soften, smile, pause. That we're all really getting a lot of information these days, and we really need to just relax, and we need to focus, and we need to pay attention to like what is going on inside of me and how can I best show up in this moment. Are my actions helping or are they harming? Are we helping or are we harming? And there's a great quote by Maya Angelou. It's, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. So in today's day and age with the coronavirus, we don't know a lot. And we're learning every single day. And we have these old paradigms and we have these old ways of being that so many of us think are like, this is right and this is how we're going to do it. And then we're finding out that perhaps it's not right and perhaps it's not helpful. And so we have to step back and we have to settle ourselves and we have to soften and we have to take in all the information. And then we have to ask ourselves if how I'm showing up in the world, is this of benefit to all beings? Is this helpful? Or am I showing up in a way that is potentially causing harm? And unfortunately, it's taken something as big as this virus to really wake the world up to start having this thought process. So perhaps that's the good that we can take in from this situation is it has woken people up on such a big scale to pause forcibly and settle in. And so I'm offering the invitation to settle in a more relaxed way, in a more thoughtful way. Focus on the medicine within you that's going to carry you and others through. And then share that medicine, no matter how shy you might be or how awkward you might feel or self-conscious. Now is not the time for that. We don't have the time or the ability to stay small. Okay? You, my friend, have the power to change the world. You have the power to change the world just by settling in, softening, and smiling, staying connected. So although we might be physically distancing right now, we are physically distancing. That is the call to action right now, that we all physically distance. I'm asking for us to step out of our boxes and really stretch ourselves and figure out new ways to socially connect. That we as human beings are socially connected beings, and research shows that we need social connection to survive and to thrive, many of us. And so offer that in any way that you can that is of benefit to others. Okay? So keep showing up, keep doing the best you can, be your perfectly imperfect self. Join me in all of my awkward, weird beauty, and put it out there, and don't be ashamed of who you are and what you have to give, that you have so much to give. You have so much power in you, that you can be that small little spark that just like lights someone else's pilot light. Okay, so be that light. If you can't feel it in your own self, then reach out and connect with people who can maybe help you sort of figure that out. And maybe even in that reaching out, you don't even realize that you're doing something, that in and of itself, that co-creation, right? The world is calling us right now to co-create and to be in community, and yet be in community in this new, strange, weird, right? It's weird way. And so, yeah, this is my sort of soapbox for Friday. At the Garden School on Fridays, we do what's called community meeting, and we sit in a circle, and each of us staff kind of take turns being sort of the elder of the circle, and sharing our sort of wisdom with the crew. And so here's what I have today. So be your imperfect, perfect self. Share your medicine. It is your birthright. It is your gift. It is your duty. Take in the good. And that should end our call for today, because clearly someone else is trying to reach me. I love you guys. Be well.